Okay. Um. Wow. As a target individual, man, I've witnessed. You witness a lot of things. You see how people have to act around you to force you to be on a spectrum of logic and rationality that you can't even understand yourself. But I'm just so thankful that I didn't have to live my life the way these people live. It is humiliating. I find it sad because I'm working in a corporate, not really corporate, but I have a professional life that basically is not at this point. It's not even really working. Is The day I got hired by these people, I knew I was going to get fired by them. They would try to depreciate me and break me down all along. I knew that. I made a video like shortly after I got hired. They made it clear that their purpose was to break me down. I'm surprised I stayed this long and dealt with a lot that was happening to me and maintained it for this long. So when I work, I understand that they're trying to break me down, right? That's they somehow got involved in this program and they're contracted to do what they're doing. And I understand there's a lot of money that will make anybody, incentivize all kind of people to involve themselves. It's definitely there's some financial aspect, I'm sure, um, and to see people who are having to damn themselves to that level is just. But for the purpose of this program, definitely can, because the goal is to push a target individual into insanity, into a level of retardation, and that's you can understand. So right now, 2 seconds ago, they did this thing, and I know by who is trying to gaslight me that it's going to be a level of retardation that even other perps don't want to be involved in, or the people who are truly on the furthest spectrum of like self-respect will do this. They made me look at this guy's foot, and they I could feel being forced to look at this guy's feet and try to look at something to find and to look into, to create these thoughts about this kid, this guy. He's an adult man, right? Big guy. And they they make me think of the foot of somebody I know. And I don't have a foot fetish, you know, but I I can look when I look at my feet. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I got nice feet. I got, but like I don't, especially a guy, but I could feel this being forced onto me. Now they'll try to make a noise campaign, and it's like you could see a foot like that. You see this. Remember that your friend foot. You thought he looked like he had a nice foot or something like that, or something like that. It's like, okay, but this moment is forced by you guys. And they're like, oh, but when we do that to our children, right? That means that you could look at it like that, but we're making you see it like that. But on your own, you could see it like. And you hear this trash making noise, he's gonna F you. It's just so sad. When I go to work, throughout my whole community was so sad. I'll make a video about it. It was a bunch of kids trying to stand in front of me because I go to in the train, kids of all, like teenage kids standing in front of me. It was so disturbing. And I'm not trying. I'm like, I know that I could feel like the way they make me perceive this kid, for example, she was so desperate to be seen. Like she tried to like position herself. Like, first of all, there's two little kids, like little middle schoolers, not even like high school, middle schoolers. I was like, these kids are just like babies. And they would like try to be like so, and they were doing things with the hair. I got it on camera because I wear this body camera at this point. And I was like, this is so disgusting. I asked these two kids, guys, you guys want to sit down? They sat down. I sit back, I sit down, and I see another kid. Actually, before that, I see another kid who's a little older, like a high schooler, like it's maybe 16 max. They are trying to make me look at this kid. They were making me look at this kid's breast and things like. But she's still like kid, like she's like a 16. She's a baby. But they're trying to force me to look at her in a womanly way because, and like the other baby, she's not like she's a little bit more developed. I don't know what's but they can try to make me look at her, and it's like that's so disgusting. It's like this kid is try to make me look at this kid's breasts. And they kept doing. And then there's another kid who looked more like the other two kids, like maybe a little, like a year or two older, but very much a baby. And I'm looking down. At first, I thought I was like this, like, but the shoe size, it looked like almost a guy because he had a big foot. And they're trying to create sexual stimulations, and I think there was like an ankle thing, and they're trying to like make the ankle. And I look up, and because I was disgusted. She kept trying to get closer to me, like moving, like I'm sitting in the train, and she tried to keep going. I got frustrated. I just got up. She could look. She immediately like walked away. Like I was like, don't get near me. And you see how small she is. Like my perception, the way they're manipulating me. Oh my gosh. I look at this little nothing and say, she got nervous. She walks away. It's like, look at this. They embarrass these kids like that. It's so nasty. Of course, I record these things. Throughout the whole time, they were messing with me. Oh my gosh. They're drying my mouth. And finding out that radiation can cause that. But they do that all the time when they make me think of kids. So I do something, because the dryness, you want to do something. You got, the word is cotton mouth, I guess that's what but you just want to do something because your mouth is just being dried up, and you just want to, and and every time I would talk, they try to do something, my tongue pressed against my teeth, great. It was just messing it with me, and every time try to make me think of children in a sexual way. It's so disturbing, and it was so nasty. And I get home, I'm exhausted, and then I see like the daughter of the daughter of a president and her little daughter, adorable little girl. It was a chubby little kid. She was like holding, and and it was a black little girl. So it's like all black little girls. They see what map is you were. So nasty. It's so disgusting, but I understand what this is about. It's about breaking you down. It's about disturbing you. It's about pushing you to a level of no return. And the foulest part, target individual, is when I go to the office and I see these people. Oh my gosh. Now I saw this woman. She disturbs me the most. They have the audacity to try to present this psyop. And I was looking at this trash. And she was looking at me like, but not directly. And I'm listening to what they do to children. And she was trying to look at me. I was like, look at this shit. Look at these bottom feeders. She was trying to be fierce, like, oh, and then you're gonna pay. It's like, you know what I did? Hey, Roy Moore. I pretend to be on the phone with Roy Moore. They disappear. It's like, you see how fierce you are? You see the fierceness? You're killing a man that's dead. In the sense that once you put in a program, it's over. But they try to make themselves be something else. It's like, listen, there's no torture that's going to change the reality of things and what you guys are involved in. You get these people in the program that torture children. I know this trash looking at me like that is involved in a program that this horrible things. And when you try to pretend that this is your money, I just say something, Roy Moore, this is the proof that it's far from your money. And obviously it's not your money. I know it's the government. And you work for these entities, and some of them have partaken in torturing children. They are ran by pedophiles in these entities. In every way, you've been countered by reality. I don't even do anything. They try to distort the 3Ds. All day I was like crossing things. Distortion, cross it. Disorientation, cross it. Deception, cross. Every time they get those 3Ds, I make a note of it. Disorienting, distorting, and deceptions. All the time. It was non-stop. As I say crossing, they'd be talking about crossing all along. So I think that they'll also influence me to do these things. Sometimes they could control me. Well, sometimes they control me to do these things. So I know that was that. But I was like, when they do these things, I'm like, I'll bring it up for sure. That's not a bad idea. Make a cross every time they do disorienting things, distorting things, and deceptions. Even if it's them influencing me to do this, that's true. Okay, influence me to do these things. Because it makes sense. They do these things. They disorient people, deception and distortion. It's non-stop. And so I start doing that. which like I had a feeling that this, I know they manipulate me, they influence me, because me myself will not come up with this idea or that. I was like, okay, but if it makes sense, if they are disorienting me, even though they're influencing me to, yeah, here they're doing this. They are disorienting and distorting and deceiving all the time. All the time, they eat and live that life. It is the saddest things, and they tell me how I'm gonna be tortured. Now at this point, like I said, target individual. I make videos because I know there'll be a day where I will not. I have to accept the reality. I mean, for example, I know the reality of things, that they are influencing me to do certain things. For example, crossing the disorient, like, okay, as long as this makes sense, I'll go along with that, because that makes sense. I understand that they're the one influencing me to do this and much more. I understand that bad, horrible things are going to happen to me because they've been humiliated. Like, bad things and horrible things were going to happen to me either way, but to another level, because they've been humiliated by reality. That these people are torturing and frying even babies. And this is a human experimentation where children, men and women, are being used to develop a technology that is extremely advanced. These bottom feeders have sold their soul to entities that are filled with pedophiles. They've been trying to come up with ways to cope with the reality, but doing those three things that they make me do these crossing things. They always distort reality. They always disorient memories and other aspects and everything. And deceptions is non-stop. It's constant. But people who do these things, and the things they manipulate to make me experience an uncomfortability is crazy. I wear my camera. It's so bad. Like, first of all, the first thing I go there's some kind of teenager or whatever. I'm not sure, but I'm getting stimulation. I know it's like a teenager. I'm gonna look at the camera. I get to the office. In the office, I go to this is a working office. This is not a school. There's no children. I get stimulations in the elevator because this person looked like she's like a short person. I don't know if she's actually a kid or not, but I'm getting the stimulations that they make me have toward children. So I'm like, it's disgusting. I don't want to look. I go into the office. I open the door. I feel the disgusting stimulation I get toward children. Most likely, it was an adult who looked like childlike. Like, I get the stimulation, and even the person, I barely see her, and I can get stimulations. Like, this is the stuff they do. I don't care if it's an adult. I don't care. Even if it's an adult woman, that I would naturally have something. I do not accept false reactions. And I recognize the false reaction on anybody. And when I saw, I don't even want to look. I know it's the fake stuff. I see later, I'm not sure if it's the same person I saw. I know she was short and black hair. I see multiple people there. I was like, that could be them. It's I don't even know. But I was getting stimulation without even knowing who they were. Just to show that they can give me stimulations in any ways. It's forcing me to get stimulation. And I recognize the false stuff, because this is the things they do when they do that toward children. I'd rather get raped every day in my life than force a grown man or grown woman to feel stimulations toward children. We're getting raped. Life ends for all of us. At the end, I'm in to kind of hype these perps that are gonna frame me. I hear this person who even is so cowardly that he doesn't even want to be on camera. He's saying, I will sell my kids too, just like they're selling their kids. But he's trying to say that in a joking manner, to try to make it seem like it's, oh, I'll do it too, to hype them up. This man doesn't even want to be on camera. He's saying that because he doesn't have to. You sold your children to this entity, not him. Or he's going to be like, yeah, get him, get thumbs up. Not even want to be on camera. Because you know what he's part of. You think Grown's gaping? He's like, this guy probably knows that death is not far from him. Getting to these things, everything you look at it, you know these people are filled with pedophiles. Cowardness. Daring to have a child frame you? What was it? That's daring? Yo, that's that. You can't. I was pretending to be on the phone with somebody called Roy Moore. I was pretending to be with somebody, and they were all like, sweating bullets. I never, I don't know what, I never see somebody bring so much fear onto people. I mean, I saw a grown man. I start seeing his sweats. I start seeing like, like his face sweating. I don't know the level of restriction they have against him saying that, like against me saying that, but it's just so scary to know that somebody who was allegedly a pedophile can make people like so scared of him to the point where they're sweating. There was this person sitting next to me. She presented herself. She introduced herself. She's like, and I was like, she's a perp. I'm like, I pretend to be on the call. I say, hey, Roy Moore. She disappeared. I was like, wow. Reality is so scary for them. Now, for me, they're gonna escape my torture. You see me, like they keep telling me I'm screaming. I'll scream for sure. I'll scream. I'll be in pain. That's what's gonna happen because of pain. Just like you can't say Roy Moore because you work for entities filled pedophiles. That's yeah. My death means, and they're like, our pain. It's like, what? No, that's the pain the government is allowing you to make me have because they're the one providing the pain. It's like killing somebody that's already been dead or said to be dead. Oh, this guy that is about to die. Can I do this and that and that? It's like, oh yeah, get him, ladies. It's like a kid. It's like, go do this thing. This thing is already done, right? And he feels special because he thinks he did it. It's like that mentality. It's like children who are deluding themselves of a false reality when things are already done. It's like me doing something complete is over, and say, oh, go do it. It's like, wow, it's your pain. It's your money. Good job. That is that kind of like what I'm experiencing. It's like, what? First of all, I'm listening to me being recording my conversation with the people who put me in this program. The things you talking to me right now, they will tell me that because they're the one putting me in this program. They can try to distort reality as much as they want. It's not going to change anything. Everything they do to me is like, I know it's the program. You influence me because I'm in this program that can manipulate your brain. I'm one of many. You've done that to many others. I'm what you call a target individual. I understand this. I understand I'm a subject for this developing of the technology. I understand this. If you want to add your little sauce in order to live that fantasy, go ahead. But the reality is there. Adding your sauce will not. If you want to add your theatrical aspect of things, go ahead. But the reality is still there. And they try to play so fierce and femme fatale, but the saddest part of the program they're part of is out here torturing and frying women. And some of these women doing these things to me have done that to women. And they will try to make me like, you're going to pay for it. So who's going to pay for these kids being tortured by bottom feeders like you? You understand? You know what you signed up. You know what this program does to children. I know what you guys... I got in... when I got into the office first, they want me to be so retarded because they talk about me as a kid. I did this stupid thing, singular. When I was a child, I was in middle school, I did some dumb thing to myself as a child. They always try to exaggerate. It's something a child is capable of doing at that age. They were like, oh, you did a gaffe, huh? Oh, that gaffe. Are you trying to forget that I know what you guys do to kids? What would you call that? And they just change. What do you call that? Sexually torturing children. What do you mean? I did a gaffe. Do you think these jokes? You think you can gaslight me into this retardation? You are torturing children, suffocating, even sexually torturing them. You talk about me as a child doing some stupid thing to myself as a kid. I know you have to exaggerate things, but children, yes, they can do stupid things. That's what an impulsive child at that age is capable of doing. Now, explain to me what kind of men or women be involved in a program that they can do these things to children, especially when they have children. Especially you yourself are a father or a mother. What kind of person can do that? You're a grown-ass, functioning, logical man and or woman. How can you do that shit? And try to make me think that I'm going to let you escape from that? And every time I listen to this testimony, you know what they say? They're like, oh, I feel bad. Or they're like, nothing. It's like, yes, I know. That's why I see you for what you are. Some of them are parents and their kids, and they try to even use their kids. Oh, I'm doing that for my children. Your children. Whose children are being fried up and radiated. You delusional trash. You talk about me, you talk about my gaff when I was in 8th grade, in middle school. You see these kids, they're showing in front of me, they're about the same age. These babies. These little 2 girls, little babies. Little babies. Imagine somebody like when they're 35 years old or whatever, in their late 30s, and you're like, oh, I remember what you did when you were this two little girls. Well, these people doing that to you are torturing babies. No, there's no escapism. I see them for what they're part of. They are here doing bad, horrible things to the most vulnerable people, and even using babies like that to involve in themselves. Try to present them, show them themselves to be like, no wonder why there's so many pedophiles in these agencies. This is the norm. They've normalized it. You have this guy who doesn't even want to be on camera telling me, jokingly say, I'll have a few kisses to sell. But get on camera and sell them. And when I mean that is just get on camera. These people, they have been hyping them up to do their foulness. They're like, no, they think you're trash. They're hyping you like, yeah, get in. You're so noble. You're trash. This man saying I will never do that. He will never have his children do what you do. It's so sad. It's like they're taking advantage of these bottom feeders. Lying to themselves, we are at war, we're at war. No. You sold your soul for some incentives. It's not for protective, If they know that and they see that as that, pay for. Do you know how many children right now we're frying, we're torturing? So you'll be doing that soon if you haven't done it yet. They're like, nah, it's over. It was over the day they told me it was over, which was on August 19, 2019. Tell me, kill yourself because it's over. And they almost got there, but thankfully I saw the testimonials. To all my target individual, stay strong and understand that what they do is so nasty and foul. I know time will come for me soon when I will not be able to speak. So till then, I'm gonna continuously say that. Till I'm so tortured I can't speak. Until I die. But I'd rather die like this than having to do what they do and then die. They're not gonna be tortured. Are they gonna be dying? Yes. Not being tortured, most likely not. I don't know, but death is gonna come one way. Maybe it's gonna be a long life, or it's gonna be a long life or a long death. Or it's going to be quick, fast death. Either way, it's going to come. But they had to live this life before. I don't want to be spiritual, but it is a lot of spiritual things. I know this is technological, but it feels very spiritual. Like so much. It's like continuously seeing reality and them doing their best to try to counter that, disorient you. And the amount of the validation I've seen is crazy. And people died involved in this. I gotta bring that up. I don't wish for any of the people who died to have died. Never. I didn't. None of them. But it was as if it was like a warning to the people involved in this. Like, you are involved in it. Wait. I'm telling you, some entities felt like some universal entity seem to have be like, wait, you see this? Okay, I'm telling you, your time comes. This person, you know that. Okay, wait for it. Or this, it's gonna come for you. I'm telling you, I'm warning you. And they continue to say no, they try to ignore it. Like, and for me, it's like all I've been praying for is let me see them for what they are. I'm in a room full of them. I'm looking at them. I just feel like all this trash you try to make me subscribe to. When I see you guys, I'm even more validated. I'll run to my death. What I ask now to God is like, give me strength for this horrible torture I'm gonna deal with, because these people, you have humiliated them, and they're gonna bring that onto me. But I'm thankful because this is what I've asked you. Now give me strength for this horrible torture I'm gonna deal with. Till all my target individuals stay strong and know that justice will be done.